This is some real fresh news. Chrono Odyssey UE5 MMORPG gets striking gameplay trailer confirmed for PC and consoles. Does that mean it's just for PC and consoles, or is it going to be a mobile-ish game? It's coming from NPixel, a South Korean company. The crowd goes mild. A lot of people have already turned this video off. We're going to watch the trailer in a minute. I've not seen it. 3 minutes 55. In fact, we'll watch the trailer first. Visuals, you know, I've got an ape brain. Let's watch the visuals first before we read the words. I mean, who even likes reading in 2023? What am I, a fucking loser? I don't know what's wrong with me today. Landscape looks nice. In before the comments, Kira, don't look at graphics. It's Unreal Engine 5. Graphics don't matter. Make no comment of graphical fidelity ever. Oh man, they've got slow walking characters. For some reason, this is like a main staple. The game looks fucking fantastic. I don't care what anybody says. This, if real, looks fantastic. It's Dark Souls MMORPG. Obviously, I don't think this is actual gameplay, right? But if the game looks like this, which is definitely possible for a large studio with a lot of funding in Unreal Engine 5, absolutely possible, then this looks great. I don't have a bad word to say, to be honest. Amazing animations, fluid looking combat. Obviously very scripted. Great armor on the female characters. Exactly what I want to see out of my South Korean MMOs. Now, the problem that I have with a lot of South Korean MMOs is that they all sort of follow in the footsteps of what is successful, which currently, the one that's been going for the longest now, of the new school, of course, not talking about old Lineage and things like that, is Black Desert Online. And Black Desert Online is, I want to use the term arcadey, because it's just how I've described things for a long time. Like, for instance, a zombie survival game that's like DayZ would be a very realistic zombie survival game, whereas what was the one where you're in the mall, where you're just running around and just killing shit and there's no real, you know, threat? Whatever it was called, that's like an arcadey version of a game. Like Call of Duty is sort of an arcadey version of a realistic shooter, which I don't ever use as a bad term. I think obviously one serves a purpose different than the other one, but that's a roundabout way of saying this as an MMO, if it played like how we're seeing, which is the only thing we can go off, even though I don't think it's realistically going to, looks like a more sort of like, I don't want to say visceral, but with it being small groups and not a bunch of shit going off on the screen, dodging and not having 500 people stood around a boss like what you routinely see in Black Desert Online. This seems like something we don't really have a lot of, especially from South Korean MMOs, apart from the ones that are usually like instance based or something like that. If this is an open world MMO that, you know, you're just running around and you're dodging NPCs attacks and it has fluid combat and there's not a million people on screen, cool. This looks nice. I like it. I'm getting sort of like Monster Hunter vibes a little bit as well, for some reason. Oh man, that's oh, here we go. So here's a bunch of people, which again, it doesn't look like, one of the big problems with BDO is when you're doing bosses, it feels like you're there and everyone else is there, but they're not really there. I don't know if that makes sense, but anyone who's played Black Desert Online and been to a world boss, you might know what I mean without using actual good descriptions. It just feels like everybody's there, but nobody's there. You just sort of participating. It doesn't feel like you're all doing the same thing, even though you are. Whereas with way less people, and if you have unit collision on the other players and things like that, then it does feel a little bit more like a real boss fight. Like when I'm doing a raid boss in WoW, I do feel like every other person is there and holding me back because they all fucking suck. And I don't know if that's better than just feeling like everyone's an NPC. It looks good, yeah, what can I say? It looks really good. I do feel like that character should have just got fucking yeeted after being hit by that beam, though. Oh, that's some anime shit right there. That's some anime... Nani? Oh, yeah. Got them goth girls. Oh, boy. Sign me the fuck up. A little bit of cinematic here. He's running from his demons. He invested money into Star Citizen. Little does he know, you can never outrun that demon. I like how we just hit the enemy. Obviously, I'm just going to pick on little things here. I like how we just hit the enemy and it did a, like, damage slash on his leg. That's cool. I like little details like that. They're not things that obviously are going to be keeping you in a game forever, and of course trailer is a trailer is a trailer, but I do feel like small things like that are easy to appreciate. Lots of dodging. Maybe it's gonna be... oh, what a landscape. Maybe it's gonna be New World, only by a Korean developer, which means it's pay to win as fuck, but also have good combat, because one thing South Korean MMOs do is have good combat. They pretty much all do. In fact, arguably the best combat in MMOs as a genre. I'm impressed. For a game that I didn't know existed, I am impressed, and it says fuck all about mobile. Does it say anything about release date? Not there. The game's being developed for PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series S and X, though there was no mention of crossplay or simultaneous launch. Okay, fair. So no mention of mobile. According to the press release, MPixel seeks to set a new standard in the genre with Chrono Odyssey's seamless open world and dynamic action combat that, as suggested by the game's title, is based on the concept of time and space. Apparently, it'll be possible to manipulate time and space during battles to check alternate solutions and timelines. Interesting. I don't know how that works in an MMO world, but, you know, we'll see, I guess. In the upcoming MMO, players can pick one of 6 distinct character classes: Swordsman, Paladin, Ranger, Sorcerer, Berserker, and Assassin. Each comes with unique playstyles and mechanics to facilitate cooperative gameplay and role-playing. Key developers from NPixel team shared their intention to enable unforgettable adventures and cherished experiences for the players of Chrono Odyssey if they pay for the privilege. They've also announced that renowned composer Chris Velasco, the man behind soundtracks heard in franchises like God of War, Mass Effect, Resident Evil, Bloodborne, Borderlands, Darksiders, Overwatch, Fortnite, and many more, Absolute Don, sounds like he's done some great work, has been hired to create music for the game. Cool. No other info can be found in today's announcement. However, the YouTube description of the 2020 trailer includes a few additional tidbits. The main narrative should center around the members of an organization called Idraigin, who have embarked upon the perilous journey of taking down 12 gods. The description also mentioned large-scale realm versus realm content and randomized dungeons. I like realm versus realm. I think anyone who grew up playing MMOs in like the early 2000s does like realm versus realm games. And obviously Korean MMOs tend to skew towards a bigger focus on PvP, because obviously they figured out that nothing makes you want to pull out your credit card and swipe it in the cash shop to become more powerful than having your asshole eaten like a sacked lunch by a bunch of the boys. So of course all of their MMOs have some form of open world PvP, you know, essentially going after territories and getting buffs from that, or taking over castles and things like that. It's worth reminding you that this information may be outdated at this point, as plans often change during the development phase. It's 2 years old, so I would imagine so. But I don't think they're not going to have PvP. Realm versus Realm makes sense as well. I actually probably prefer Realm versus Realm to open world PvP like Black Desert Online, because it does give you a team to work with. If you're an individual, obviously you go play Black Desert Online, you can join a guild and things like that. But having it be Realm versus Realm means as long as the balancing of the realms is good, then you have a bunch of people to play with that you can just sort of drop in and you know who's an ally, who's an enemy. And it does allow for people to get into PvP that otherwise usually wouldn't, because they see benefits of doing so, and they also have an ability to do so without interacting with people, which I do think is useful, since people nowadays typically tend to not want to speak to other people and join guilds. I think that's more of a thing than it's ever been. The studio rose to fame in South Korea with the launch of Grand Saga, an anime-style collectible MMO available on mobile platforms. I've heard of this, never played it. NPixel has also built a blockchain oh, fucking come on, man. This video was supposed to be about MMOs. Why are you doing this to me? It's everywhere I go. It's like I've lost my mind. I'm in the Shadow Realm. I've talked about other people being in the Shadow Realm. I am in the Shadow Realm. I could make a video tomorrow about a shoe, and it'll be a fucking NFT shoe. I've literally made a video about that before. Time is a flat circle. I feel you. It was called Grand Saga Unlimited. I'm guessing the only thing unlimited about it is the fucking laughs that you get at the fact nobody plays it, which will run on Metapixel Web3 ecosystem. However, the developer already confirmed the complete absence of Web3 blockchain elements in Chrono Odyssey. Thank fucking God. The game joins a growing list of MMOs in development with Epic's Unreal Engine 5, such as Arcade 2, PAX Day, Ashes of Creation, Bellatores, and Mortal Online 2, which is already out, but will upgrade from UE4 to UE5, and yeah, so that is true. I am, for one, really excited, not specifically about this game, but by the fact that we're getting more and more MMOs announced recently, and it doesn't seem to be like, oh, here's a teaser, we're going to be releasing in 5 to 7 years. It seems like a bunch of these games are relatively through their development cycle already, and they're ones we might be seeing in a couple months to a couple years at the outside. So yeah, while this might end up being a pay-to-win pile of dog shit, maybe the game's going to be so good that you'll just get used to the smell, which essentially is something you kind of have to do if you play MMOs nowadays. It doesn't matter who makes it, it doesn't matter where it comes from, it doesn't matter where it goes, Cotton Eye Joe, it basically is going to have some form of pay-to-win. So you just have to kind of pick your poison, or go play a different genre, which reasonably is what I've been doing lately. So I am looking forward to this. I expected to be incredibly underwhelmed by the trailer, and I must say my expectations were wrong. It looks cool. Of course, it is a trailer, so it's meant to look cool. It's a marketing tool first and foremost, and not a representation of what the game's actually going to be or how the game's actually going to play. But as far as trailers go, it was a good one. So yeah, we'll look forward to this one, and I'll make some videos as soon as we get any new information. Add it to the list of cautious optimism of games that maybe will be good to play. So yeah, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.